the performance team.
Right.
The fact that they call it a performance team is ill and shows how visionary Sean Marks was. I don't know why they have so many scouts. They basically built a team of a 2K team. we have freaking Blake Griffin on our team, and two slots that we know we can fill with whoever the hell we want, whoever the hell becomes available in the buyout market. We could pick any one of them. The Nets, all this other stuff, all this peripheral stuff that Sean Marks built is almost better than the players that he selected because it has turned us into a destination. And that in itself is incredible and part of like why if you're a Knicks fan and you have hope watching this, don't, because you're still not a destination. No one wants to go there. You did not. They had all these security dudes, stop Patrick Ewing. It is ridiculous to think that would happen to Derek Jeter at Yankee Stadium, and Derek Jeter is the current owner of another team.
I think the Knicks, for them to be careful is to not go blowing the cap space on like an Oladipo type player. The guy they should be targeting is Dinwiddie. That if I were a Knicks fan, that's the guy I would want. They're getting better. I gotta give them some credit. They're getting better. Quickly looks like a nice draft selection.
See,
Looks
you
like
don't know what's happening because you were never a Knicks fan. I recognize what this is. This is a team that's overachieving in a season where no one else is trying.
No, there's definitely elements to that. They're by no means a finished product, and I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they are headed in the right direction. I think Thibodeau was the right hire for that organization. He'll get them back to a level of respectability, and if they can do that and keep their flexibility, they'll have shot to get somebody legit down the line.
I'm going to be talking to their boss, Dolan J. Trump, on one of the next front office podcasts.
Dude, one of the best accounts out there.
Absolutely, because not only does he reveal how ridiculous the shit that Trump says, he shows how close it is to the same as Jim Dolan, and it's like,
right, or like some, right.
All right, so bridging the end of this damn thing. Let's talk about these next games coming up, and the first one will be the Knickerbockers tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Where's the game, by the way? Not that it really matters,
It's
but
at the Nets.
It's in Barclays.
Yep.
I mean, I think the Knicks are definitely going to be ready to play. I think our guys will be too, and we win by double digits.
Yeah. No, the Nets get up to play the Knicks. Now, because all right, like Detroit, it's hard to get up for Detroit.
Right.
You know what I mean? On a Saturday night.
First, the Knicks are better than Detroit, and the players aren't dumb. They know that the Knicks have the market share, and they want to say, we're the team. This just like the J Kidd Nets loved going into the Garden and kicking the Knicks' ass. I think these guys will share that same attitude, and I also don't think they do the things that bother us typically. They're kind of like a slow, grinded team. They don't really play above the rim, and they're not a team. So I don't really think we'll have too much problems with that.
No, the last game we definitely sped them up. I'd be interested to see if they try to like muddy up the game a little bit more than they did the last time they tried to do what we do, and we stopped them. This time, I think Thibodeau kind of will have their attention and say, all right, the last time you tried to play like you were the Brooklyn Nets, this time you got to win by playing like the Knicks, and we're gonna beat them by 20 tomorrow. They're gonna take, like, Kyrie loves embarrassing the Knicks. He's gonna go off tomorrow. It's gonna be stupid.
Probably.
So let's move on. Nets Pacers. Nets are taking a visit to Indiana. What do you think?
I mean, if they could lose that game, I'd put a 30% chance of it. The thing is with the Nets, you never know. That could be a game where they just rest Kyrie or rest Harden. But if they're healthy, it's losable. I would say we'll probably be like 5, 6 point favorites on the road. And
Yeah, I'm wondering when are they going to deploy Blake Griffin? It doesn't sound like they're going to do it tomorrow.
I don't think it's going to be this week.
Yeah, I love that they're being cautious with him because we didn't bring him here to help us get the number 1 seed. We brought him here to help us grind out a playoffs.
Well, I'll
So
say this though: this is our this 3 week period where Embiid is out. We need to get that 1 seed and never look back. It's we need to
yeah,
go on our tear here. They're going to presumably drop some games. Let's take that 1 seed over, make sure we keep it, and then we only have to face one of them in Milwaukee, which I think is a big deal.
yeah, no, and I think we slapped the Pacers too. I think the team. All right, before we would lose games to the Pacers because they did things that made us uncomfortable, and we were going through the emotions anyway. We're gonna beat the Pacers now because James Harden wants to win every single regular season game. He's going to be the MVP. I have him. I have him as I think I said this to you before.
Dude, no
episode.
shot.
He the media is so far against him, and there's a lot of owners that are against him as well. So it's he has no shot. But for me, who's the NBA MVP? It's James fucking Harden, and that's why we're gonna win this Pacers game because James Harden doesn't want to lose. We would have lost that Detroit game if it was just Kyrie and KD. If Kyrie and KD played and Detroit gave us the game that they gave us last night, we would have lost that game because they don't care about the regular seasons. They're just going through the motions. James Harden, I don't know if you've noticed this since
He
he's
hasn't
been on
won
the
a
team.
title yet. That's why.
He won exactly. I think that's a part of it, but I also think he wants to be MVP. I think he wants to. I really believe that there's a competitiveness in this dude, which is the reason why he is an MVP. He wants to win. Like that wasn't for show. Him yelling at DeAndre Jordan after the game. I understand. Like that's two business colleagues talking and going, "Yo, we need to be better at making these TP reports." You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, if you're playing sports and you're a team that's serious about winning, the players have to hold each other accountable. And I have no problem with two guys talking it out. They were almost like a practice, right? At one point, I remember he was physically showing him what he was seeing, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you do it with respect and with a commonality in mind. It's healthy.
I personally love it. I think that's one of the things the Nets were missing, and a secret, a byproduct or a side effect that of that trade. I mean, you get James Harden to win a championship, but
Right.
the other thing is you've gotten a guy that I didn't know was a leader like that, and that wanted to win like that. He wants to win.
Yeah, you just don't know a player until he plays on your team. You don't truly understand them, their game, and those types of things until you watch them every night. Because when you don't have a vested interest in the games you're watching just as a casual fan, as opposed to your own team. You're noticing every little detail.
Right.
Who else do we play? So we have the
Magic.
Knicks, the Pacers, and the Magic this week.
Yeah, another one of our. Well, as of recent, haven't been. We slapped them the last time we saw them with Vucevic. I don't know if Aaron Gordon is back or if they started playing him again.
Yeah,
I
doesn't
like
really matter.
I felt like
So,
they were hiding him.
The very worst is we'll go 2-1. We'll probably win all three.
Nah, I see us sweeping through this.
Yeah,
I think the one that might give us the most trouble might be the Knicks. And that's
maybe just because of the intensity level they may play with, but
right, that's their
I don't know,
championship game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to beat them pretty good.
Yeah, nah, Kyrie's not having it. He's not having it at all.
This is James' first game against the Knicks too.
It is?
Yeah. The first time we played them was the day they traded for him.
Ah, that's right. He was on the team, but he wasn't an actual player.
Right, and then Katie basically went out there by himself and just smacked him around.
It's crazy what we have on this team.
Like Chios and the gang was giving it to the Knicks that night.
If I told you this was the team that we would have in 2016, you would have told me to shut the fuck up, right?
Probably worse.
You remember those times I used to be like, Sean Marks is building a pathway to Kevin Durant, and he's all these hires, all of these friends of Kevin Durant that he's hired are signs
the
that
Harringtons of the world.
Their chaplain is, I think it's more Kevin Durant's mother's spiritual leader, because it's come to my attention that Kevin Durant believes some esoteric stuff, but that's what happens when you have money. It allows you to become a philosopher, you know. But do you think they're hiding him? And this is the last thing before we'll jet.
I'm starting to get a little worried. Not that I don't think he's going to come back, but it's like, can this guy make it through?
Don't be worried, B.
You know, that's the way I have to be worried. Otherwise,
I think they recognize. And how would you act if everything hinged on that dude, right? We love everything that's happening right now. We love every single thing that's happening with Kyrie and Harden. It's amazing. Even when they play crap like they did last night, Kyrie will do something that makes it worth that you sat and watched 3 hours of nonsense to see Kyrie do that one amazing thing. But still, as amazing as much as I believe James Harden is the MVP, Kyrie is the Nets MVP, I believe the Finals MVP is going to be Kevin Durant. And if
we can't do it without him.
We cannot win. You're not beating LeBron James and Anthony Davis in 7 games without Kevin Durant. And if that is true, if you know that to be the truth, you don't care about any of these games. And you will make sure. I
don't mind what they're doing with him, but it's always going to be in the back. With that in mind, that they can't do it without him, it's always going to be nerve-wracking that when he's out or there's a delay, because then you fear when he comes back. Like, I was just starting to get over cringing every time he fell. Now when he comes back, when he falls again, I'm going to cringe.
Dude, they are just... First of all, if this wasn't the Nets, maybe you worry. If we were one of those like Tom Thibodeau type teams where, you know, he tells you to just rub some tussin on it and just go out there and play as hard as you can until you die, you know the Nets are always on some extra be careful shit, right? Like you recognize that about this team. That's been our MO from before. Now imagine where we are right now as a team where the guy that makes it impossible to beat us. We're a great team. We could get to the finals. It'll be very likely we'll lose.
Katie's our game genie.
Exactly. He is that. You know what I mean? So you have to protect. You have to protect him.
He's the guy that gets you infinite lives.
Up, down, left, right.
That's right. That's right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's who he is. And so I'm not worried when they're protecting them like that. That's what I wanted. I'm just thrilled that we have James Harden, who regular season wise is gonna get us the first seed. So
yeah, he's a 50 win. He's 50 wins on his own.
Yes, he is.
He's just that good.
He's that freaking good. And if you add Andre Drummond to that, if you add Otto Porter to that, I think it's just unfair.
What if they add both of them? I mean, now you start talking about it's one of the best rosters ever assembled, and I'm not even saying that with hyperbole. I mean, it just really would be.
They can do it in so many ways. I don't see how it doesn't happen. Like, I know I've become very arrogant about my team. I understand someone probably needs to reel me in. I know this is reckless, but if they feel like it, what's stopping them from doing it?
I mean, the only thing that would stop them is the buyouts not being reached. If those guys are bought out, and so I know the Lakers will want Drummond too, but